You are in for a treat. Are you looking for answers? Are you looking to really find the answers of the questions you have? In that case, keep on watching. There will be 3 or 4 videos in a row, chunks about 15 to 20 minutes, sharing with you information on how you can transform your life. You will see several chapters of me sharing bits and pieces of a webinar that I did, Truth Core Essence. Instead of sending you the long webinar, it's 1 hour 20, I cut it for you so you have it in digestible chunks. The 6th week, okay? This is feelings. We are making a home for our feelings. Why is that important? Let me ask you a question. Are you dealing with emotions that sometimes weigh too much for you? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel frustration? Do you feel irritation? Do you feel shame or blame? Do you feel anxiety, sadness? How do you deal with grief? How do you deal with anger? Where does all this energy in our body go? What if when we feel emotions, we don't know what to do with them and we drop back in our head and we overthink? Because overthinking is a trauma response. It doesn't see. You have to become aware how you deal with things in your life as an adult. Understand that the emotions we feel are our responsibility. It is never the case that somebody makes you feel a specific way. It is only us allowing that we engage with an emotion that comes from a situation or from a thought that we engage with. It is always our responsibility. It's always us. In this truth core essence, you are taking responsibility for your emotions. Nobody either can tell you that you're not allowed to feel specific feelings. And we can feel all sorts of feelings, not because we want it, also because they were mirrored to us when we were young. And as children, you internalize that and you take it as your own. This is why you need to know what we learn here. So you get to identify what is your false identity based upon your emotional conditioning. And what is your true identity? When you make a home for these feelings, when you understand what am I actually feeling right now? That you get to communicate in a vulnerable way with your partner without blaming and shaming. How many of you played a blaming, shaming game with your partner? Or with somebody else in your family? Or with your friends? Or with your colleagues? Or with your boss? Be honest here. Do you want to play that game for the rest of your life, being in victim mindset? Once you're aware, no, you don't want to continue playing that game. You don't want to continue playing that role. Let's be responsible for our own emotions. Let's learn how we deal with our emotions in a responsible way. Okay, it was not your fault when you were a child. It is our responsibility as an adult. You cannot say as an adult, okay, this is my life because I was conditioned that way as a child. If you're not aware,
this is what you tell. If you don't have any self-awareness, then this is what you tell. This is why I know, and people were not taught how to think. Because if they would be aware, they wouldn't say things like that. They would understand and say, hey, grace to me. How can I deal with this? Okay, I want you to be the queen of your life. I want you to be the king of your life. The emperor, the empress. How we can do so? Wow. Learning to know what the thoughts, feelings, actions, and results are that we deal with on a daily basis through our habits and how we deal with our emotions. Once you do this, once you know your feminine or masculine self-worth, and you perhaps may find yourself in toxic relationships, that will be gone after a specific while. That won't be your reality anymore. I guarantee you. And this is why you need to know this. This affects you on your purpose, for your health, for the money you earn, for the relationships you're in. Our subconscious mind is responsible for 97% of everything we experience. So you can say this is fairly dominant, no? Now imagine what happens with your life. Do you see? When we are talking about only 5% change is possible based upon the conscious mind, the change is more or less 5% if people focus on their goals. And they use their willpower and their reasoning, okay? Now, when you learn how to work with your subconscious mind, you get to create quantum leaps. Do you see that? This is what I guide you to. This is what I guide you through. Things are not happening to you. Things are happening for you. And if you believe that everything is energy and energy is everything, you also know that things are happening with you. And then you come to understand things are happening through you. Once we allow this beautiful energy to pass through us, once we know what the conditioning is about, and we get to have peace in our minds, peace of mind, we get to calm our minds, then we are receptive to all these downloads from the universe, these good ideas. Boom, a great idea. And then you act upon it. And if you don't, it goes to somebody else who takes action, who is not an overthinker and not a doubter. Or they may have doubts and they know how to deal with it because they allow themselves to be receptive for change, for growth, not pulled back by their conditioning. Do you get to understand the bigger picture of this? This is why I want you to know all of this. Okay. Questions so far? Everybody's ready to move on? All right. Seven will be...
For those of you who already know you want to be part of the 11-week signature program, Truth Core Essence, you can set up this band so I can officially invite you to the family. Go to the description and find the link there. You've got it. See you there.
Decision. Decision. Why is decision important? Oops. Oh no, decision. I wrote it first. It was all right at first. Doesn't matter. Sometimes I have dyslexia. Well, that's okay. So anyway, why are decisions important in life? Do you recognize that sometimes you're just running in loops? I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. Day is over, you slept, you wake up in the morning, you feel distracted, you just do the things. One day pass by. Oh yes, I'm gonna do this, or this, or this, or this, I'm gonna do this. You overthink, you're running in circles. And then you, instead of starting, you just, oh, let me think about it more longer. And then, well, we have 70,000 thoughts on a day. And based on the thoughts that you emotionally engage with, okay, emotional engagement, regulating your nervous system, when you're not aware, you just run in cycles. I teach you how to make decisions and why it's important to make decisions. We have a thermostat in our minds. Once we make a decision, the universe conspires you to have it. Why? Because a desire, an urge is the same as a prayer. It's already having it. We don't pray, oh, please give me this. No, we have made a decision. This is what it's going to be. In that moment, when you know everything is energy, you know it is already done. And we go deep into that topic, why it is so closely connected to specific mechanisms in our minds. Once you know how to use it, once you know how to use this, you're going to use decision as a system that helps you to give answers fast. And this is a marvelous tool. And also know that there are many decisions, almost all, you can turn back. If you did something that was not working, you can say, okay, I tried for 3 or 6 months. I tried. It doesn't give me the results. And now I have the clarity that is that way and not that way. Isn't that just marvelous if you could trust yourself to do so? If you could step into that confidence of steering your life that way, imagine how much precious lifetime you save for yourself. Prioritizing yourself is also one of those things. Having clarity on your goals helps you to create decisions, to make sound decisions. So less people know how to make sound decisions. Nobody's been told how to make sound decisions. This is what you learn here. I will teach you the principle of decision making. You've got that? Excited? I know I am. Okay, next step. All right. Doubts, fears, and worries. How do you deal with your doubts, your fears, and your worries? What do you do now? Just take the other, just watch the other side and you just take another direction. I'm not talking about a lion that is standing in front of you. I'm not talking about situations where you need to make sure that you are safe, that you have to take care of yourself physically, okay? I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about the fears that is so big in our minds that we are paralyzed to take action, that we are paralyzed and that we procrastinate because of all the stories we tell ourselves based upon our self-image. Doubts, fears, and worries. If you don't know what this subconscious mind is and how it works, the self-fulfilling prophecy of this percentage will always pull you back. You make a decision, boom, pull back. You have to know where this comes from. And you have heard before, feel the fear and do it, feel the fear and do it anyway. Now, once we get to understand these thoughts and these feelings and the behaviors, there's two ways how you can change a paradigm. One is, and you already have experienced that, is by probably, or most commonly, that's what I meant, is a negative emotional impact. What can that be? Yes, indeed. A person who passes away. Or you're made redundant. Or you become in such financial situations that you shift. There's a lot of situations all of a sudden that your paradigm shifts. Okay? This is how you are not able to execute any force. You just have to accept the situation. This is one way how the paradigm shifts, okay? Another way is by high elite level coaching over a specific amount of time that is conducive for your new ideas to be planted as seeds and to nurture it and take care of it during the incubation period. So you bridge yourself from the moment of planting to the moment that you have it in your reality. It's just like planting a seed for a carrot. We know we need 70 days to grow a carrot. With your ideas, depending on what it is, depending on how much you allow yourself to be a receiver, or on how much you think that you need to resist, need to force, and actually delaying the moment that your dream, your situation, your vision, your freedom can come to you. We have to know that we are our biggest opponents when it comes to creating the life of our dreams. And this is closely connected to the doubts, the fears, and the worries that we experience. So it's very important that we focus on that and how it goes. When you have a thought and you put another thought with it, and then it creates this friction inside of you. What do we do with that friction? Okay. I'm so excited because, going through all of this, I know I teach you everything how you can be self-reliant for the rest of your life. There's no doubt about it. Why? Because what I teach you in this is literally everything that you need for the rest of your life. Once you know how to do this, you just put on repeat. And just like training for a marathon, in the beginning you're tired, and then you learn how to rest, and then you learn how to deal with everything. And then you just know what to do when there's challenges or when your circumstances are not aligned literally with who you are right now. Your circumstances doesn't say anything about you at all. It only says what you engage with the thoughts and the feelings, where your mind was and your feelings were a while ago. And that's why I know if people say they have specific dreams, where is it? They have specific dreams. Here, this is you on your energetic vibration. And this is your dream, your vision, your freedom. These are all layers of energy. You know that when you use your phone, you dial a number, you know that if you have my number, I'm going to take the phone and you know that I'm going to call with you. This is frequency. We all understand this on the level of the phone, on the level of the radio. When you put your radio station at a specific frequency, you only hear that music that is broadcasted by that on that frequency. This is all radio, FM, AM. Depending on how you vibrate your frequency, you hear this, you hear this, you hear this, you hear this. Depending on where you are with your frequency, with your self-image, this is the energetical gap. This is also the conditioning. This is why I want you to know how your subconscious mind works. Why we go deep on that. Okay? Because it's all about how you allow yourself to receive or how you allow yourself to have delay on your journey. And this is why I love what I do. This is why I love what I do. All right, the last, oh wait, this is another drawing. Okay, I wanted to show you this. Good. 9 is...
Yes, and type webinar for those of you who really want to receive this webinar in full, so you can watch it in full according to your availability. For those of you who already know you want to be part of the 11-week signature program Truth Core Essence, you can set up this band so I can officially invite you to the family. Go to the description and find the link there. You've got it! See you there!
Watch the link in the description to join Truth Core Essence with 33% off. This is your time. I suggest you do now, as the investment increases in stages before the starting date on June 5th, 2025. That's a Thursday. If you have any questions about investment plan or something else, sure, absolutely, I'm here. Direct message on Instagram. Do friend me first so I see your message arriving in my folder, not in a hidden one. My name is Sige Nagels, life coach on Instagram. Find me there, and I'm so grateful that we can set up this bond and I can officially invite you to the community. The time is now. Let's do this, and your higher self is going to shower you with so many blessings. Bye.